Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to get into Hyrule Castle. We're going to be using this glide shirt here, is the short version. I'm going to show you where to get that in a second if you don't have it. And I'm also assuming that you've done at least the first 4 dungeons. If you haven't, then there could be some minor spoilers. So let's take a quick look at how to get this shirt. Alright, so we're going to be looking for Courage Island out west. It's in the sky, so it's a little south of the Hebra area near Rito Village. And if you use this tower here, this Skyview Tower, Lindor's, you can get up in the air and easily fly to Courage Island. On Courage Island, you activate this pedestal. It'll start the dive challenge. And it's really easy. You just go through these rings. At the bottom, there will be a Zonai to talk to. He's going to tell you to do it again, but beat the time, which is like 30 seconds, and it's really simple. So after you do that, you'll get the wingsuit, which gives you more mobility in the air. And that makes getting to Hyrule super simple. The other way would be to do like using a hot air balloon. So you could get one using auto build. If you do Robbie and Josh's quest line and Lookout Landing, Robbie will give you the schematic for hot air balloon, and you could just bring that over to Hyrule Castle. That's an option, but that would take a lot longer than just doing this. So there you go. Got the glide shirt. And as you can see, I only have 1 bar of stamina, default stamina. And I'm just sort of hovering a little bit until that gauge is full. And you can kind of time it based off of like when I'm releasing my shoot on my stamina. And then we'll land on this place here because that's going to trigger a little cutscene. And then in this very building is where we fight these guys. And there's nothing really too much to say about it. It's just you fight some some bokoblins. And pick up all of the stuff they drop. Because a lot of the enemies here are going to drop really good gear for fusing. And you're going to need some high power weapons later on. So pick up the weapons, pick up all the fuse things. And then we're going to head towards the shrine that's here in Hyrule Castle. So heading out of this building, we're gonna go north, and I'm just gonna fly across this gap here. Follow the road down a little bit, and then get this shrine. And our next objective is actually right below this shrine, you'll see in a moment, but either way, unlock the shrine. So I'm just approaching from a different angle now, but this is right below the shrine, you can see it up top. Come down these stairs, and it's just going to be another fight. This one's also pretty simple. It's a Hinox, but he spawns with some choo-choos beside him, so you just blow them up and he gets stunned. And here you can see me fusing some of the weapons. I dropped some material to get some decent swords. And as best as you can, try to save some really powerful one-handed weapons, because later on we're going to need our sword and shield for a boss fight. So take care of the Hinox, drop all the stuff he picks up, and just exiting this room is going to be our next fight, and it's going to be against some Gibdos. So you should have 2 people that make this really easy. Yanobo, he's got the fire, so you can knock these guys over with the fire and do a ton of damage. And then Riju, you should already know that her lightning does massive damage against the Gibdos, so just use their abilities, and that one's a cinch. Leaving this tunnel, we're just going to be heading straight down the road. And I see some enemies here, and at first I kind of hesitate, but it's pretty free to just walk by these guys. There's a bunch of them hanging out in this tunnel down the road here. And yeah, I just run past them. The next area we're headed to is just going to be a level up. So we use Ascend to climb the staircase. And to get on the balcony here. And then you'll drop down in this room. And this room just has some Lizalfos. So again, pretty easy. Not too much to say. Just pick up any good gear they drop. You'll be able to leave this room with Ascend. And then we're going to drop off here and come to Zelda's study because there's some good stuff here. Now we'll drop a few layers down. And in this room, just be careful because when you enter, the Moblin's going to spawn behind you, and then there's going to be these ice keys that, you know, could freeze you, and then he's maybe going to one-hit you. I think he one-hit me, and I died, so yeah, didn't realize he was behind me. Anyways, if you knock over the Moblin, then just take his weapon. It's easy. Leave that room using Ascend as well. And then we're going to be flying this direction, a little south, coming down this spiral staircase. And at first I run away from these guys, but it's just best to get up close because then their weak point will come out there, force it out, knock them down. That's all there is to it. And now we're just climbing back up to the top of Hyrule Castle. You know, there's really nothing to mention here. Just keep using Ascend wherever you can. Now again, I recommend having, you know, some heals and coming into this fight with some arrows, and then here's where I get the one-handed weapon. So I don't want to waste too many arrows to begin with. I just want to keep my shield up, tank these hits. You can parry them. I was just being a punk. You know, I died a few times, so I just want to play it really safe. You can just hit them twice and then back up. Hit twice. I did a bad job of it there. But you'll see a little later on I get the hang of it a little bit more. So I'm going for some bigger combos here. But that's pretty much the safest way to do it, is hit twice, back up. Hit twice, back up. Hit twice, back up. You avoid everything if you just keep doing this. And I try to keep my camera centered so that I can see a bunch of people in the room. I don't want to get backed into a corner because sometimes they'll do this. Like if you take one of these Phantom Ganons out, another one is immediately going to start teleporting towards you. But sometimes two of them will just attack you. So it's good to know when another one is on the way. And if you do see them getting low, you could consider going for the bow and arrow headshot just to quickly finish them off. These gloom swords that they drop do damage to you. So if you're out of heals, like I'm missing 5 hearts right now, if I didn't have any heals in my inventory, I could consider using that gloom sword. It's pretty alright damage. But I'd only use it for like 5 hearts worth, because it's going to take away those 5 hearts so that I can't re-heal them. And yeah, you can go for the Flurry Rush on some of these attacks. Now phase 2, that little cutscene you saw at the start, he's going to start to spread gloom in the room. So anytime you see one teleport away, you know, if you're fighting one and he leaves, then they're going to start to spread gloom. So just make sure, again, like that's why you're keeping the camera centered, so you can see everybody and pay attention to if they're doing that. Because if it takes up a bunch of space in the room, then you're going to be taking a bunch of unnecessary damage. There you can kind of see a couple of them ganging up on me. Whenever that happens, I just try to run away. Let my teammates get re-engaged. Take the aggro off of me. And this phase where they take out the maces, followed by the spears, is pretty good. Because these attacks are easy to dodge. If you do the side hop left and right, while you're locked onto him, like if you see him jumping in the air to do the big slam, just jump to the left. Really easy to time the Flurry Rush, and there's no real risk. When they have the swords and they do the slash, there's a bit more of a risk there that they could still hit you because it's got a wider hitbox. But the spear and the mace, when they're just jumping with it, or the club, I guess, yeah, it's just they're poking, so it's a lot easier to avoid. And then here towards the end, I'm just getting greedy because I can see they're low HP, and I'm just going in for a bunch of hits. And they're low, shoot them with an arrow. That's really all there is to it. Likes, comments, always appreciated. Till next time, bye for now.